Welcome, this is Jeff at the Big Hairy Dog, and this is a webinar from Big Hairy Dog on how to remove a signature line from a doc design. And now at the end, I will go through some basics on, if you don't know what your doc design is, how to find it, but let's just start with the basics on how to remove it, okay? So first off, we got two different versions, but it's almost identical. So in looking this over, it just didn't make sense to do two different webinars. Under 8 series, on the top, you just click Tools, and then there's the Doc Designer. Unless you have a modified screen, if you have a modified screen, call us. Let us get involved. 9 series, you find the Tools menu on the top or the sidebar, and when you click Tools, oddly enough, it says Doc Designer. So both versions are exactly the same in the sense that the path to get there is Tools, Doc Designer. So you click on the Doc Designer, it's going to make you log in. Okay, we're logged in. When it pops up, both versions are going to have every tab available, every design area available in a tab, shall we say. You want to find Receipt and click on Receipt. You want to find your design, which we'll identify that at the end here, so people that already know that don't have to wait through that. In 9 series, you're going to go down and find this tendering, in both versions actually. You're going to go down and find the tendering area. So you might be zoomed in more, you might have a different view. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so that you can see the top. So you might have to scroll down. Here's your customer section, here's your item section, it's a detailed band, we don't care. Your totaling section, it's going to be below the receipt total. That's going to be your tendering section. Now I put two different possible scenarios into this design so we could see them both. This here is actually an image, and it's mapped back to a signature map, so that this one here would print the actual signature that comes from the pin pad and gets recorded. So there could be a signature field that looks just like a big white box, and that's actually a signature field. And there also could be a field like this that just says signature and prints. This one here is also the credit card type field. That's what this is right here. This is set to credit card type, but it's set to be a 100% title ratio with the word signature and a little line in there, basically. You could have either version of this in there. And all you're really going to do is you're going to click on this, and you're going to click the little red X at the top and click and make it go away. And then down here, you might want to grab the band and make it a little shorter. Now, if this is the version 9 one, it's not really totally relevant. Version 9, the band can be bigger and it won't show up. It's a detailed repeating band, and it's not going to care what the size is. I just went ahead and had the 8 series one up just so we could pop in there and take a peek. Now 8 series, the structure is a little bit different. Not much, actually, but it's worth taking a quick peek at so that everybody's comfortable here, right? Again, there's the item section, and again, there is the receipt total. And in version 8, there's not a repeating tender band. It's not a detailed band in 8. That's the only difference. In 8, it's more like a shotgun approach. They just put every field in, and they set each field to remove itself automatically if blank. But again, you're going to find in this section credit card field and a credit card signature field, and you're going to just delete that field. So now in this case here, I'm trying to delete it, and it's not letting me, which is kind of a good thing for a video. What's going on here is that, and it's possible this could happen to you too, if you're on the band, if I click into the area below the signature line and I click over here to this design tree, you see that there's this little pin here, thumbtack, whatever, on the tender detail band. If you right-click this here, and you can lock and unlock the band. Default designs from Retail Pro are always locked. So this is not a bad, both versions have this, by the way. This is exactly the same both sides. If you can't delete a field, it's because the band is locked. You got to find it. You have to left click and highlight it first, then right click and then left click on the lock band to change the status of that. And then you can just click right on the field you want, like in this case credit card signature, and you can click on the little red X here and it goes bye-bye. And in this case here, since this is not really a detailed repeating band, I would collapse the band and make that look pretty, right? And then click the Save button. The little Save button, either File Save, right, or just the Save button here, right, to make that go away and make that pretty permanent. Now, you may need to copy this to other stores. If you have multiple stores, you may need to find the file and copy it to other stores. And both of them are the similar path. And I'll just take a look at that real quick so we're all on the same speed. So we're going the same speed. So if you're in version 8 or 9, you have a drive letter of some kind. This is a local sandbox, so it's on my C drive, but mostly it'd be on the R drive. And there would be R Retail 8 or R Retail Pro 9. And you'd go into either one. I'm going to go into 9 and find the design folder, doc designs. So doc designs is what you're looking for, and receipt. And there's your files right there. There's the one I just edited, 7-Eleven, boom, right there. You would just copy this and take it to the other store and put it in the same folder. And almost exactly the same thing for version 8. For version 8, there's one more layer. It's Retail Pro 8 R Pro. Then it's design, doc designs, receipt. Same exact thing. And then boom, in here we can see, here's the one I just edited, 7-Eleven again. So, all right, so that's how to remove the signature line from a receipt. How do I know which receipt I'm using? So let's minimize all my doc design stuff. So we got on the left side here, we got version 8, so let's click on options. And this is going to be almost identical, by the way, but we'll do it in both versions so everybody gets to see their version. Options, workstation preferences, and this is not a licensed copy, so it's going to reset. While it's doing that, I'm going to come over here and say options, workstation preferences in V9, and it's going to pop in there while V8 is taking its own sweet time. In V9, you'd go to printing, and in V8 too, you go to printing, and you find receipts, and you find, you know, like the receipts or former receipts, whichever, right? And then you should be able to see, and I'm going to have to widen this a little bit, you should be able to see, like here, if this is my active printer, my design field would be right there, right, just like that. Okay, version 8. Version 8 is feeling a little upstaged, so it's going to have to like poke its head in there. But again, version 8, you go to options, workstation preferences, printing, right? And in here, there's two layers. There's all receipts, and there's receipts and former receipts like that. Just like version 9 has these. Version 8 also has this all receipts thing. The all receipts thing is only active if this override is checked. If the override is checked, you're using all receipts. If the override is not checked, you're using these little ones down here. But again, it's the same thing. Whichever one you're using, you would click on it, and you would then find the active printer and see what the design file's name is right there. So you can see which design file I'm using there, and you can see which design file I'm using in version 8. Now you don't want to change any settings here. If this is working and it's not broke, obviously you want to keep it working. So just go in and look. Make sure you're at the right level in version 8, but look and see what the name of the file is that you're using, and then click cancel and get the heck out of there, right? And then go edit that file in the Doc Designer. All right, this has just been a quick video here for people that need to remove the signature line as the credit card landscape is always changing from version 8 or version 9 Doc Designer. If you have any customizations that involve a signature, like a charge signature or something like that, please don't hack that up. Please give us a holler here. Let our techs jump in and make sure you get the right one. But there's also, as we saw in the V8 Doc Design, right by it, there's a COD signature, and there's also a charge signature. So if there's any question at all about the right signature field to delete, just give us a call. It is definitely not worth deleting the wrong one, causing a problem, and having more tech support time and stuff like that. So, all right, thank you very much, and happy Doc Design editing.